Good morning, friends. It's story time, and I'm here with my beautiful dog, Abby. Abby, look over here. We went outside this morning and had a great walk, and now I'm excited to read one of my favorite stories. It's called Bartholomew and the Oobleck. And if you heard it, you'll remember it because it's about green slime, and it's just very, very good. Okay, so hang on. It's kind of long, but I'm going to try to read it in one session. So bear with me. This will be fun. Abby will be with us. Abby, can you look over here? No, but she'll love this story too. Bartholomew and the Oobleck. It's by Dr. Seuss, and look at the green slime. My kids love this book. So here we go. I hope you haven't heard it before, but if you have, you'll want to hear it again. There's the slime. It's called Oobleck. Oobleck. They still talk about it in the kingdom of Did, as the year the king got angry with the sky. And they still talk about the page boy, Bartholomew Cubbins. If it hadn't been for Bartholomew Cubbins, that king and that sky would have wrecked that little kingdom. There's Bartholomew Cubbins, and there's the king. And he has a mean look on his face. He's not happy. But wait till you see what happens. He kind of saves the day right there. Okay, let's take a, oh, there's the king. He's looking through a telescope. There's Bartholomew Cubbins. Let's see what he says. Bartholomew had seen the king get angry many, many times before. But that year, when His Majesty started growling at the sky, Bartholomew Cubbins just didn't know what to make of it. Yet, all that year, the old king did it. All year long, he stared up into the air above his kingdom, muttering and sputtering through his royal whiskers. "Huh! The things that come down from my sky!" All spring, when the rain came down, he growled at that. Okay, there he is on his horse, and he's looking at the sun. He doesn't look happy about that either. And there's Bartholomew Cubbins. He's going to help out. All summer, when the sunshine came down, the king growled at that. All autumn, when the fog came down, he growled at that. Oh, look at his, mean face. Oh, he's mad. You can see with his eyebrows, he's very mad. And that winter, when the snow came down, he started shouting, "This snow, this fog, this sunshine, this rain, these four things that come down from my sky." But King Derwin, Bartholomew tried to calm him, "you've always had these same four things come down." "That's just the trouble," bellowed the king. "Every year the same four things. I'm tired of those old things. I want something new to come down." Bartholomew gasped. Something new to come down? That's impossible, Your Majesty. You just can't have it." "How dare you tell me what I can or cannot have? Remember, Bartholomew, I am the king." "I know, sire," said Bartholomew. "You rule all the land and you rule all the people, but even kings can't rule the sky." Bartholomew was telling him he's not in charge of the sky. He can't stop the snow, the rain, the fog, and the sunshine. Let's see what he says. "Can't," said His Majesty, and he flew into a terrible rage. "Well, maybe other kings can't do it, but maybe I'm one king who can. You mark my words, Bartholomew Cubbins. I will have something new come down." But how to get something new to come down? That was rather hard to think up, and for many days the old king stomped around trying to figure out some way to do it. Then, finally, late one night when all the lords and ladies of the palace were fast asleep, just as the king was buttoning his royal pajamas, he suddenly stopped still. A strange, wild light began to shine in his gray-green eyes. "Huh, why, of course," he began laughing. "They can do it for me. Bartholomew Cubbins, blow my secret whistle. Quick, call my royal magicians." "Your magicians, your majesty?" Bartholomew shivered. "Oh, no, your majesty, don't call them." "Huh! You hold your tongue, Bartholomew Cubbins. You do as I command. You blow my secret whistle." "Yes, sire," Bartholomew bowed. "But your majesty, I still think that you may be very, very sorry." There's Bartholomew Cubbins telling the king not to call the royal magicians. He thinks there's going to be a problem. Let's see what happens. Let's see at this. Oh, I see. Bartholomew Cubbins is calling for the magicians. Oh, and they're the magicians right there. They're the magicians. But let's see what he says. He took the king's secret whistle from his secret hook. He blew a long, low blast down the king's back secret stairway. Boo! And a moment later, he heard them coming. Up from the musty hole, beneath the dungeon, up the empty midnight tunnel, to the royal bedchamber, came the magicians on their padded, shuffling feet. Up and right into the room they came chanting, "Shuffle, duffle, muzzle, muff, fisto, wister, Mr. Cuff. We are men of groans and bowels, mystic men who eat boiled owls. Tell us what you wish, O king. Our magic can do anything." Uh-oh. The magic of the magicians. They say to the king, they can do anything. "I wish," spoke the king, "to have you make something fall down from the skies that no other kingdom has ever had before. What can you do? What will you make?" There they are, talking to the king. You see them all right here. They're the magicians. There's Bartholomew Cubbins, and the king wants something to fall from the sky. For a moment they stood thinking, blinking their creaky eyes. Then they spoke a word. One word. "Oobleck." "Oobleck?" asked the king. "What will it look like?" "Won't look like rain, won't look like snow, won't look like fog. That's all we know. We just can't tell you any more. We've never made Oobleck before." They bowed. They started toward the door. "We go now to our secret cave on Mystic Mountain, Nicotave. There, all night long, we'll work for you, and you'll have Oobleck when we're through." "They'll do something crazy," whispered Bartholomew. "Call them back. Your majesty, stop them." "Stop them? Not for a ton of diamonds," chuckled the king. "Why, I'll be the mightiest man that ever lived. Just think of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Oobleck." Uh-oh. There's the king. Oh, no, excuse me. There's Bartholomew Cubbins looking out the window. They're the towers of the kingdom, and there's where the people live, and Bartholomew Cubbins is worried. It took Bartholomew a long time to get the excited king to sleep that night. But there was no sleep for Bartholomew, the page boy. All night long, he stood in the king's window, staring out at the mystic mountain Nicotave. Somewhere up there, Bartholomew knew, the magicians were working their terrible magic. Uh-oh, let's take a look. There are the magicians, and they're all together, and there's a big pot or a cauldron, a big cauldron, and you can see it's green. There's something in there that's green. Let's see what we're going to find out. All night long, the magicians worked. All night long, they walked in circles around their magic fire, making magic, mumbling with their clucking tongues. Oh, snow and rain are not enough. Oh, we must make some brand new stuff. We feel the fire with wet mouse hair, burn an onion, burn a chair, burn a whisker from your chin, and burn a long sour lizard skin, burn yellow twigs and burn red rust, and burn a stocking full of dust. Make magic smoke, green, thick, and hot. It sure smells dreadful, does it not? That means the smoke is now just right. So quick before the day gets light. Go, magic smoke, go high, go high. Go rise into the kingdom sky. Go make the Oobleck tumble down on every street in every town. Go make the wondrous Oobleck fall. Oh, bring down Oobleck on us all. Bring down Oobleck on all of us. What's going to happen? There's Bartholomew Cubbins, and look closely. Do you see the green dots? That's the beginning of the Oobleck. See the big, it looks like a cloud in the sky? That's the Oobleck. Let's see what happens. Dawn was just breaking, and Bartholomew was still standing, trembling, watching at the bedchamber window. But now, as the sun rose, Bartholomew smiled. Ah, those silly magicians hadn't done a thing. Then suddenly, Bartholomew Cubbins stopped smiling. Was he seeing things? No, there was something strange up there in the sky. At first, it seemed like a little greenish cloud, just a wisp of greenish steam. But now it was coming lower, closer, down toward the fields and farms and houses of the sleeping little kingdom. It was swirling around the topmost turrets of the palace. Tiny little greenish specks were shimmering in the air. Over his head, queer little greenish blobs just about the size of grapes. He stretched out his hand. He started to catch one. Then he pulled his hand back. There was something frightening about those blobs. Bartholomew slammed the window shut. "Wake up, your majesty, wake up," he shouted. "Your Oobleck is here." The magicians have brought Oobleck to the kingdom. Across, oh, there goes Bartholomew Cubbins up the ladder. Across the sleeping palace, Bartholomew ran. Then up the ladder of the high bell tower, he climbed to the bell ringer's little cubbyhole in the belfry. "Ring your bell," he called. "His Majesty the King proclaims today a holiday." Uh-oh, there's the bell ringer. But look what's coming down through the hole. Blob, blob, blob of Oobleck. The old man crawled out of his cot. He grabbed the bell rope. What's the holiday for, Bartholomew?" "Oh, you'll find out soon enough," said Bartholomew. The bell ringer yanked the rope. Nothing happened. He yanked it harder. Still nothing happened. "Oh, hey, what's wrong with my bell?" he murmured. "I'd better take a look outside." He poked his head out through the little trap door. There's the trap door. I think he's gonna look right there. Let's see. Uh-oh. Look what he sees. Look what's on the bell. This is why he couldn't ring the bell. All the Oobleck is falling. He's looking out the trap door with Bartholomew. He's looking up at the bell. And it's already starting to fall on the birds and the trees and the houses below. Merciful gracious, he gulped. What is that all over my bell like greenish molasses? Not only your bell, Bartholomew cried. Look at that poor robin down there in that tree. She's stuck to her nest. She can't move a wing. That Oobleck's gooey. It's gummy. It's like glue. Uh-oh, the bell ringer wrung his hands. If that green stuff sticks on robins, it'll stick on people too. Someone's got to warn the people, cried Bartholomew. Wake up and warn them to stay inside their houses. I'll tell the royal trumpeter, he shouted. He turned and slid like lightning down the bell tower ladder. Okay. Bartholomew is going to tell everyone to stay inside. Don't get Oobleck on your clothing, your hair, your shoes, because it sticks like glue. There's Bartholomew running up the steps. To the trumpeter's tower raced Bartholomew Cubbins, and on up the steps, 4 stairs at a time. As he ran, he could hear the plop, 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 plop of the Oobleck on the window panes. It was pelting against the palace walls as big as greenish cupcakes. He yanked the covers off the snoring trumpeter. There he is, snoring. He doesn't know what's going on. And there's the trumpeter. Bartholomew brought him the trumpet. He shoved his cold trumpet right into his sleepy hands. Get up, warn the people, blow the alarm. Alarm? What are you talking about, said the trumpeter. Then his eyes saw the Oobleck. He sees it outside of his window. There it is. Those green things, Bartholomew, where did they come from? The king, panted Bartholomew. His royal magicians made them. The royal trumpeter leapt from his bed. That king of ours should be ashamed. He jabbed his trumpet out of the window. I'll blow, he shouted, the loudest alarm that's ever been heard in the kingdom of Did. He's going to blow his trumpet right now. But all the royal trumpeter blew was a my horn, he gulped. One of those green things flew inside it. Look it, there it is right there. It's flying in the horn. He tried to blow it out. He couldn't blow it out. He tried to shake it out. He couldn't shake it out. I'll get it somehow, he yelled. I'll pull it out. No, shouted Bartholomew, don't touch it. The trumpeter's hand was already in the horn. You see, he has his fist in the horn of his trumpet. His fingers grabbed hold of the lump of Oobleck. He could feel it squiggle around in his fist like a slippery potato made of rubber. He pulled with all his might. The Oobleck began to stretch. Then, boing! The Oobleck snapped back inside the trumpet. It yanked his arm back with it right up to his elbow. I can't wiggle a finger, the trumpeter wailed. Oh, Bartholomew, what will I do? I don't know, and I hate to leave you stuck to your horn, but if you can't warn the people of the kingdom, I've got to find someone who can. Out of the room and down the stairs raced Bartholomew Cubbins. There's the trumpeter. Bartholomew has to find someone to alert all of the people of the kingdom of Did that green slime was falling from the sky. Down to the chamber of the captain of the guards. Oh, there's the captain. He's working on his mustache. He's combing his hair. He has a little comb right there. He's combing his mustache. He doesn't know what's going on. He hasn't looked out the window. Down to the chamber of the captain of guards, the captain was humming in front of his mirror, combing the ends of his handsome mustache. Captain, Captain, do something, shouted Bartholomew. Do something? Why? Smiled the captain. What's wrong? Captain, haven't you seen the dreadful Oobleck? It's coming down now as big as greenish baseballs. "Oh, that stuff," laughed the captain. "What's so dreadful about that, lad? You know, I think it's rather pretty." "Captain, it's dangerous." "Nonsense," snorted the captain. "Lad, are you trying to frighten me? Captains, my boy, are afraid of nothing. That stuff's harmless. I'll show you. I'll eat some." "Oh, no, please don't eat anything," gasped Bartholomew. "Oh, no." But before Bartholomew could stop the captain, he was leaning out of the window, scooping up some oobleck on the end of his sword. Uh-oh, there's his sword, and he's grabbing the oobleck. "Don't, Captain, don't," said Bartholomew. The captain did. By the time Bartholomew dragged him back inside the room, look at the bubbles of oobleck coming out of his mouth. His mouth was glued tight shut with oobleck. He tried to speak, but no words came out. All the noble captain of the guards could do was blow a lot of little sticky greenish bubbles. There's Bartholomew. He tried to stop him, but he couldn't do it. "Forgive me for leaving you," said Bartholomew, "but a captain full of bubbles is no help at all." Bartholomew stretched the poor man out. He left him there on the chamber floor. Bartholomew went tearing through the zigzag palace hallways. "I'll get the king's horse. I'll ride through the country. I'll warn the people of the kingdom myself." He pushed the door that led out to the royal stables. The sky is green. There's the zigzag hallway. Bartholomew is running. He had to leave the captain. He's still trying to tell the people of the kingdom of Did what's happening. Look at outside. Look at the terrible mess of Oobleck. Bartholomew stopped. He could go no farther. The awful Oobleck was plumping down as big as greenish footballs. Too late to warn the people of the kingdom. There were farmers in the fields getting stuck to hoes and plows. Goats were getting stuck to ducks. Geese were getting stuck to cows. Outside the palace, it was piling up. Great greenish tons of oobleck, deeper and deeper on every roof in the land. There was nothing Bartholomew Cubbins could do out there. Shaking his head sadly, he stepped back inside. He was too late. Look at people are getting stuck. It's covering houses. Cows are stuck to ducks. There's some farmers. What a mess outside. But inside, a moment later, it was just as bad as outside. With an angry roar, the Oobleck was suddenly hitting the palace harder. It was battering and spattering against the walls as big as greenish buckets full of gooey asparagus soup. Like a sinking sailboat, the whole palace was springing leaks. The Oobleck was ripping the windows right off of their hinges. Look at that. It's coming right through the windows. It was dripping through the ceilings. Let me get you closer here. It was dripping through the ceilings. It was rolling down the chimneys. It was coming in everywhere, even through the keyholes. From every bedroom in the palace came the howls of lords and ladies, frightened in their nightgowns and pajamas. They came jumping to their doors. "Go back to your beds. Get under your blankets," Bartholomew Cubbins was crying through the halls. But nobody paid the slightest attention. Everyone in the palace started rushing madly about. Let's see. Look at everyone looking outside the doors. They don't know what's going on. They don't know about Oobleck. They don't know that the king had spoken to the magicians and asked for something special to fall from the sky. They don't know what's going on at all. The royal cook. There's the royal cook. Do you see his chef's hat? This is the royal cook. He's got a pan, a big bowl right here. Uh-oh, he's getting stuck with Oobleck. The royal cook rushed down to the royal kitchen. Bartholomew Cubbins saw him trapped there, stuck to 3 stew pots, a teacup, and a cat. He's stuck to the cat as well. The royal laundress rushed outside to save her laundry. Bartholomew saw her stuck tight to the clothesline between 2 woolen stockings and the king's best Sunday blouse. There she is. There's the clothesline, and she's stuck. Everyone is in trouble. The cook, the laundress. No one knows what the green Oobleck is. He saw the royal fiddlers. Oh, look at this. There's a big cello. There's another cello. And here's a violin, all getting stuck with the Ooblecks. He saw the royal fiddlers. They were stuck to their royal fiddles. Everywhere Bartholomew ran, he saw someone stuck to something. And there's Bartholomew running through the palace, trying to alert people. They were stuck up by the dozens. Every last friend he had in the world was flopping and floundering, all hopelessly caught in the goo. Then suddenly, in the middle of the hubbub, Bartholomew gasped, "The king! Where was the king?" He'd forgotten all about him. What do you think has happened to the king? There are the guards, there's a dog. Look at all of the Ooblecks everywhere. Let's see how many more pages. I think I'm going to read the whole thing. It was in the throne room that Bartholomew found the king. There he is right there with Ooblecks on his crown and on his face. There he sat, old King Derwin, proud and mighty ruler of the kingdom of Did, trembling, shaking, helpless as a baby. His royal crown was stuck to his royal head. The seat of his royal pants were stuck to the royal throne. Oobleck was dripping from his royal eyebrows. It was oozing into his royal ears. "Fetch my magicians, Bartholomew," he commanded. "Make them say some magic words. Make them stop the Ooblecks from falling." Bartholomew shrugged his shoulders. "I can't fetch them, Your Majesty. Their cave on Mountain Nikatave is buried deep in Ooblecks." "Then I must think of some magic words," groaned the king. "Oh, what are those magic words? What did the magicians say? Shuffle, duffle, muzzle, oh, that's all I can remember. And they didn't do any good. That Ooblecks are falling even harder. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?" Look at Bartholomew Cubbins. Bartholomew Cubbins could hold his tongue no longer. "It's going to keep on falling," he shouted, "until your whole great marble palace tumbles down. So don't waste your time saying foolish magic words. You ought to be saying some plain, simple words." "Simple words? What do you mean, boy?" "I mean," said Bartholomew, "this is all your fault. Now the least you can say are the simple words. I'm sorry." No one had ever talked to the king like this before. "What?" he bellowed. "Me? Say I'm sorry? Kings never say I'm sorry, and I'm the mightiest king in all the world." He didn't want to hear that. He didn't want to say he was sorry. But look at the king. Bartholomew looked at the king square in the eye. "You may be a mighty king," he said, "but you're sitting in Ooblecks up to your chin, and so is everyone else in your land. And if you won't say you're sorry, you're no sort of king at all." Bartholomew Cubbins turned his back. He started for the throne room door. But then Bartholomew Cubbins heard a great, deep sob. The old king was crying. Oh, come back, Bartholomew Cubbins. You're right. It is my fault, and I'm sorry. Oh, Bartholomew, I'm awfully, awfully sorry. And the moment the king spoke those words, something happened. Maybe there was something magic in those simple words, I'm sorry. Maybe there was something magic in those simple words, it's all my fault. Maybe there was, and maybe there wasn't. But they say that as soon as the old king spoke them, the sun began to shine and fight its way through the storm. They say that the falling Oobleck blobs grew smaller and smaller and smaller. They say that all the Ooblecks was stuck on all the people and all the animals of the kingdom of Did. All of it just simply, quietly melted away. Look at the people. It's all dripping. That slime is going away. And then they say Bartholomew took the old king by the sleeve. Look at, there's Bartholomew. Do we see Bartholomew right there? No, but we see the sun coming out and the slime is melting away. And led him up the steps of the high bell tower. There he is. There's the king right there. There's the last drop of the slime, the Ooblecks. There's Bartholomew Cubbins. He put the bell rope into His Majesty's royal hands, and the king himself rang the holiday bell. Then the king proclaimed a brand new national holiday in honor of the 4 perfect things that come down from the sky. The king now knew that these 4 old-fashioned things, the rain, the sunshine, the fog, and the snow, were good. And they were good enough for any king in all the world, especially for him, old King Derwin of Did. And there he is, the king, ringing the bell with Bartholomew Cubbins, who really saved the day. He saved the kingdom of Did because he told the king, you must apologize for doing this because it's all your fault. And that's the story of Bartholomew and the Ooblecks. There it is right there. The terrible green slime that fell from the sky. And it's by Dr. Seuss, one of our favorites. Okay, folks, that was long, but I hope you liked it. Abby did. You can't hear, but she's snoring right now as she's listening to the story. We love you. We miss you. Miss Deborah and I will see you after spring break. Have fun with your family. Go outside. It's going to be nice and sunny, and we'll see you soon. Bye.